Hello, everybody. I'm back. When I tell y'all I'm doing it today, I'm pumping these videos out to y'all. Got so many videos that I'm sending out to you guys, and I'm hoping you're in love. You are loving the commentary on them because these are great shows that I love. And I just decided, well, let me just go ahead and bring them on the platform because a lot of these shows are so informative. Business minded people out here doing the thing in these reality shows, they doing a little bit of chit chat about their own personal family lives also. That's probably why a lot of y'all are viewing, to get the little giggles and clicks and likes and all that part. But let me tell you, I'm enjoying some of these shows for this reason. They're business people. What? I love the fact that these shows that are coming out have these business minded people on here. They may be telling us about their family lives, but they are also sharing their business aspects of it. Kudos out there goes out to your boy. Let me tell you, the king, the new king on the block, Carlos King. He is out here putting out these great shows. Woo! Let me tell y'all, these shows that Carlos King is bringing out here are so good. I mean, when I tell y'all so good, so good, so good. All right. So let's get started in them. All right. We're talking today about Love and Marriage Huntsville. Now, y'all probably saw the show already. Y'all probably went back and saw the episodes. They just had their reunion show. I saw it. I wasn't really going to comment on it or do much commentary on it. But then I thought, you know what? They're business people too. Why not? Let's get it out here. But there was something that happened at the reunion that I want to talk about. And I want to ask all my church friends to come on into the room. Come on in the room. Because I need to talk to y'all. Y'all out here pretending to be Jesus lovers and showing all this hatred. We're going to talk about a little bit about that. But let me go ahead and pull up these beautiful photos of this beautiful crew that's out here in this Love and Marriage Huntsville and Love and Marriage DC. All right. So those of you who know, Carlos King has a show, Love and Marriage Huntsville, that he was doing. And that's a great show also. It came out and this is great. But then he decided to move it on over. He kept Huntsville, but he decided to move it on over to DC and get some little information about these spouses in DC. Now, the show Love and Marriage is about power couples and power couples who are doing business, who are entrepreneurs, who are doing the thing, right? And there are people of color, our color. Yes, I love it. So, Carlos King has introduced us to Love and Marriage Huntsville by giving us information of power couples on that show. And now he's giving us information about these power couples over here in DC. And he brought along the one and only one that could do it right, Monique Samuels. Now, everybody was in a like a happy uproar when we found out Monique Samuel was coming back to reality TV. Now, most of y'all might know Monique from when she was on Housewives of Potomac, the Real Housewives of Potomac. She got a raw deal what happened in there. I didn't like how that all went down, but she ended up leaving. Some stuff happened. You know how stuff goes. People say stuff and they think that they can say what they want and how they want to say it and put hands in your face and everything. And how it went down was Monique wasn't having it. And so she did what she did. Did we all agree with it? Probably not, but it happened. I can understand. She was pushed. That's what I'm thinking. Pushed to the limit as far as mentally pushed to the limit. Now, her actions were not nice, but after all of that went down, Monique decided, I guess, to leave. I don't know if she decided or if the crew decided to let her go, but she left. And she went on to do other things that she had already started doing. She's a power woman. She doesn't stop. That's the thing about Monique. She gets back up. You may push her down if you're strong enough to really push her down, because I don't think Monique ever hits the ground. I think she may bend, but she come back before she hit the ground. Come on, Monique, and show them how it's done. So Monique had a little time on that, but she went on. She went on to do her own thing. She created a podcast, which is really great. It's called Not for Lazy Moms Podcast. Y'all want to check her out. She also went on to do some oils and stuff where she helps people with different oils, because she don't believe about putting these medicines in your body. She really believes about oils and essential oils and stuff like that. And I love that because I'm an oils person too. I don't like taking pills for my headache, but I have these oils that I take from this other company. And so I understand the oils and how they work. Even if I pain in my ankles or legs or something, I have some oils for that as well. So I'm a believer in the oils also. But Monique did not let any of that drama that happened in Potomac, wherever you say it, she didn't allow any of that to stop her. She kept right on going. And so Carlos King, when I guess he decided he wanted to have a new show about a married couple or married couples in another state, why not go on out there to DC where Monique is? She wasn't on TV right then. She was doing her YouTube channel, which was doing really well, where she was doing commentary and also interviews, and she was doing really good. And she decided, I guess, Carlos King was probably like, you know what? Let me go over there and talk to Monique. So he talked to Monique, gave her a deal, I guess she was happy with, and brought Monique back to the platforms of social media talks, because we've been talking about her, and also back to TV. And Monique is great for TV. Let me tell you, she's a pretty girl, pretty lady, very nice, but she's also what I love to see, and that's that business entrepreneur woman. Yes, Monique. So she's back and she brings along with her two more power couples. They are so good. They are so good. All right, so here's the whole crew, and they're set up here, the whole crew. So on the left here, we have Ashley and her husband, DJ Quick. Let me tell you, these are the Silvas, okay? They are so good. Ashley, let me tell you, she is a firecracker that never goes out. Once you light Ashley's wick on her firecracker stem, she is not going to stop. Let me tell you, it's hard to put her out. And then, especially when she has her husband Quick on there with her, Quick, man, let me tell you, she has to like put her hand up. Y'all watch the reunion. She had to put her hand up to tell her Quick, no, you sit there. I got this. I'm going to take care of this little situation. She is a firecracker. Let me tell you. I love the relationship that she has with her wonderful husband. It is great. I love their dynamic married couple. Wonderful. Love them, love them, love them. And then on the right, in the blue suits there, we have the other new power couple, Jamie and Irena. Mm. Here's another power couple. Now, the reason why I love this power couple also so much is because they've been married the longest on the show. They've been married for 26 years. Come on, Jamie and Arena, married 26 years. Did they have some drama about their personal lives? Yes, they did. They share some of that on the platform. They share some of the things that's happening with them, but they also share some of their business aspect. And what I really loved about Jamie and Arena is that they share their children on the show as well. I love that. They have adult children that they share. And then, of course, in the middle, we've got the Samuels are back. And I love, love, love them. Now, the shows are very good. The episodes are very good. Go over there and check them out. Love and Marriage DC. It's not all about the drama. They do tell you about their business deals. That's what I really love. They're sharing their business deals with us as well. They tell us about business transactions, works that they're doing, their entrepreneurship. Ashley is an author. She tells us about her book. Here's a picture of her book. Let me put her book up here. Now, look at her title of her book. Do that. Beep. Okay, I'm not saying that on my channel because I don't use those languages. But Ashley does, and that's the title of her book. And I'm going to tell you, this is so good. And it says, others are not qualified to validate you. You are right, Ashley. Others are not qualified to validate you. So y'all check out her book, and she has information there on how to get her book. You can check it out on her Instagram. She is so good. Let me tell you, this is so good. And then we have, which I already showed you, we have DJ Quick and his wife. There's her husband, DJ Quick, and we've got Arena and her husband, of course, the Samuels. Now, I'm going to go skip all the episodes and go to the reunion. Now, I will go back a little bit and say on all the episodes, again, they told us about their business ventures and all of that. But then they had, it would have been really good. I mean, all the seasons would have been really good. But I guess people that look for gossip and mess would have not enjoyed it as much if it didn't have the other person on there that was on there. She's not in the cast, but she was on the show. And her name is Winter Williams. Winter, I'm praying for you, girl. I know you could do better. I know you may not see yourself as flawed. We all are. We fall down. But we get up. Winter, get up, girl, because you were really wrong on a lot of the episodes on the show. You were really wrong, Winter. I didn't like some of the stuff. You were wrong. And that reunion, Winter, oh my goodness. Now, here's the reason why I'm coming at Winter this way is because of this. Winter says on the show that she's a alleged life coach, and here's Winter. Here's her picture. That she's a life coach and that she helps people and so forth, and like girl power and all this stuff. And then on the reunion, she comes on and she says she's a minister. Skirt. Winter, wait, what? All that behavior you did, and now you want to tell us you're a minister? Now that's when I pumped the brakes. That's when I said I'm going live, because y'all know on the Juice Radio and Talk Show we have our church news chats. That's what mainly a lot of shows are about, church news, and how we want people to do right. If you're a minister or if you're a member, it's not just separated to the minister part. If you're a member, we want you to do right also. So when I'm watching the reunion, and Winter is now saying she's a minister, and then I'm thinking back at all those episodes that I just saw, and I'm like, really, Winter, you're a minister now, a pastoral minister for the church? Winter, that was not a good look. I shook my head and I was like, oh God, help us, because the behavior was terrible. Winter, please change. That was not good for us that call ourselves ministers. It was not good at all. So I'm praying that she changes. Y'all go back and watch the reunion. You may, I don't know if you want to start with the reunion and then go back and see the other episodes, but that was a mess. Winter does talk about her husband or ex-husband, whoever he is, Kevin, on the show. She has her allegations about him. I'm not going all into that because she wasn't on the cast, so I'm not going to give her a big part on my show either. But we are going to talk about the people that were on the cast. So let's go over here. I want y'all to follow these people, and I like to put their Instagram information on here so y'all have their channels so y'all can follow them. Miss Monique Samuels, y'all follow her. She's got some great information, and y'all know, again, she's got the her podcast out there. She's got all of that out there as well. And she's also on the show. It says that she's now on a radio show, doing some work on the radio show as well. Here's her Instagram. Here is Miss Monique Samuels. Has all her information on here. Also, look at all of this. I mean, she's doing her thing. Her husband, Chris Samuels, is a former football player. I believe Chris did some good investing for his money. I personally think he did well because they're still living well. They still financially look like they're doing very well. And so I believe Chris has done well with his money. And I want to know more about Chris. I want to know more about how he did his finances and all of that, because I think they should do a show or something, or Chris should share some of that on the platform if they haven't already done that, because that would really help a lot of people who are in the sports industry, because a lot of these guys go into the sports industry and then they come out broke, or either they retire and in no time they're broke. So I would like to hear more about Chris Samuels and how he was able to go from being a retired football player and still being financially well. I would really love to hear more about that. And I'm hoping that if they get a season 2, which I think they should, I think Carlos and the crew would give them a season 2 because they did so well with their season 1, their first season, that I believe they'll get a second season. So Carlos, if you're listening, let's have more information from Chris, and then we can get more of the male audience to listen, especially the sports guys, because that way he'll give them insight on what he did and how he managed his money and have his money to still be working for him after these years out of being out of football. I think that would be a great, great, excellent topic to bring up on season 2. Okay, so y'all go over there and y'all follow Monique, and then y'all go over here and y'all want to follow the Silvas. Ashley, she's so good. She's Ashley is not gonna back down. Y'all try and come up for Ashley if you want to. I believe Ashley gonna get y'all in the chats too. She's so much of a firecracker. Here's her Instagram page here. Ashley is sharing some of her information as well on what she's doing. Here's her book and all this stuff. Let me tell you, y'all follow Ashley. She's good information. She's an author. She's doing the doggone thing out here. She has a podcast out here. She's looks like she has a fashion thing. Ashley's doing a thing. She's not just sitting waiting for Quick to do everything. Ashley is doing stuff herself also, and I'm loving it. I'm loving it. And then I want y'all to go over here and y'all follow. And the reason why I'm bringing up the ladies more so is because their husbands are powerful. All three of the ladies, their husbands are powerful. You got Chris, who's very powerful, is Monique's husband. You've got Silva, who's a very well-known DJ. He's out here making the money on all these platforms. I mean, to book him is probably, you got to have big money. Tommy was what's his name? He was on there. On one of the channels, I think, talking about him. He said he couldn't get him or something. But he's a really big DJ. And then you have Miranda with her husband Jamie. I believe he's an event planner. All three of the men are making money. They're really big into their careers. So these women were not probably getting the visual that they should. And the platform that they're on now, Love and Marriage DC, is giving them the platform to shine. And I love that. I love that because these women had their careers also. And maybe they were being outshined by their husbands' careers because they're celebrities, but now the platform is there for the women to shine. And another reason why I love what Carlos King is doing with these shows when he's bringing them on here, the women get their chance to shine, to tell us about their products and businesses that they're doing. And I love it. I love it. So y'all want to check out Love and Marriage DC. It is so great. Let me take y'all over here to Arena's page. Again, I love for y'all to follow her as well. We're going to support one another. That's what the Juice Radio and Talk Show is about as well, supporting each other. And that's why when you see a lot of my commentary, I'll bring up their pages so y'all can find out where their pages are. They're real pages, not some of these fake people out here saying that they're their Instagram pages, these fraud people. These are their real pages. This is Arena's page here. It says she's a wife, of course, of her husband, Jamie. She's a serial entrepreneur. You can also book her if you want to have her to come and speak at one of your events and stuff like that. Go ahead and do that. It tells you, oh, she has an event coming up August 17th. Y'all want to probably check that out too. Y'all check out Arena. She's got a whole bunch of stuff coming up. Look, she's got something August 6th coming up. Y'all go ahead and y'all also support her. I mean, this is just great information. If you can locally, go out there and support her. I mean, it's so good what they are doing. I'm loving Carlos King for all this stuff that they have going on. Jamie and her husband also have a Facebook page as well. And I'm sharing that with you because, again, like I said, Jamie and her husband, Jamie and his wife, Arena, my apologies, Jamie and his wife, Arena, were so gracious as to have their children on the show also. And so that's why I'm bringing up their Facebook page. Here are their three children, beautiful children. I really love the scene on one of the episodes where Jamie went over to his daughter's house. His daughter actually set him up for a little build a piece of furniture for me. She called her dad and she said, I'd like you to come over and put together this cabinet or something for me. But she really wanted to be able to talk to him about something that was on her mind. And she knew if she told him to come over and build the cabinet, that he would have the conversation with her. But she felt like if she called him and told him, hey, come over, I just want to talk to you about something, he probably would not show up. Now, that's two sides. You can think of that two different ways. But I love the fact that Jamie did show up. He went over there. He was putting the table together and they had the conversation and he listened. I love that. I love that. And then you have their two sons here. Their son on the left here was having some issues, some legal issues, and they shared that on the platform. Listen, guys, they didn't have to do that. They could have hid that. They could have kept that private. They could have kept it a secret. But Jamie and his wife, Arena, what they decided was this is reality TV. It's supposed to be truth. Let's go ahead and tell the people the truth. Let's not hide it. Let's share it with them. And they got their children on board to do it with them. So the young man, their son, shared his information about what he's going through legally. And I know what it was is to really let other kids know, get your lives together, straighten up. Don't get in these situations where you could end up in these legal situations. Straighten up now. And I'm grateful that they did that. They had him on here and he talks about it. It shows him talking with his lawyer. It shows conversations where they're getting ready to go to court and then everything. I love, love, love the shows that you guys gave us and the storylines that you guys gave us, Jamie and Irana. I loved it, loved it, loved it. It's worth watching again, especially people who have children who may have some problems in the system or maybe heading in that direction. Your son should be an advocate to try and help other people. Maybe get on his social media page or something and try and talk to other kids and tell them, hey, this is not the route to go. Be a spokesperson some kind of way or something, because he's got a great story to tell, and I'm praying that he will do right and go forward and do right and help lead some of these other kids out of wrong, out of the darkness. So I'm really loving that y'all brought him on the platform. Thank you so much for having him on here. I really loved watching him and you all, your interaction with him together. There was a couple of scenes on there where Irana was saying, the wife Irana was saying that, and if I'm saying her name incorrectly, pronouncing it correctly, again, I apologize. I'm not the best with names, but I remember the stories. Okay. So the wife, where she said that there was a little bit of strife between her son and her husband, and she was in the middle of that. And the son was saying he had a hard time talking with his dad, Jamie. And the dad, Jamie, said that, there was some communication breakdowns with the son, and it showed on camera. And I love that because they're not the only family that go through this. We also have dealings like this in other families. And so for them to put this on a public platform and show how they dealt with it and are still dealing with it was an example to show others, listen, we're dealing with this too, and this is how we handle it. And I'm sure they want other families to be able to handle it in the ways that they can to help them to get through. But the main part is they never stopped loving each other. They may have stopped talking to each other for a little bit, but they brought it back together. And I'm so glad that this show, Love and Marriage DC, is here, because what Carlos King, I believe, did also was bring this family closer together. Carlos, you're just an angel in disguise. Okay. And I believe Carlos brought this family back together. And I'm so happy about that as well. Okay. And then we have the star of the show, their son in the middle. Their son in the middle. I love, love, love him. Now he has the shades on like his dad, but if you watch the show Love and Marriage DC, you'll come to find out that this handsome young man here is vision impaired, and Jamie and his wife Arena have spoken about this on the show, and they show us a journey of their son in the household and his goals and ambitions. There's goals and things that he would love to do, and he's not letting his vision impairment stop him. He is still going forward. He is still out here in the social media world, and you may say, well, how is he able to do that when his vision is impaired? Listen, he's going to teach you how to do it, because I'm hoping he gets a job at Apple, because he said on the reunion that he really would love to have a job at Apple, so that he can share his knowledge of social media to help other people who are visually impaired to be able to use social media. And wouldn't that be great if he could do that? This would be so great. So I'm pushing and hoping. Carlos said he was going to see if he can help set that up for him to be at Apple. I'm praying that he will be able to get out there in Apple. If you're watching this video, any of you executives or people that work for Apple, and you watch this video, please share this with your Apple executives and let them know that this young man really wants to be employed by Apple, if he's already not, because these videos are filmed, these shows are filmed, months in advance. But if he's not employed with Apple, let's push to get him the job that he really desires. He did not want to be the DJ like his dad wanted him to be. He wanted to go his own route. And I believe his vision of what he wants to do, Jamie, hear me. And I know you hear other people as well, but please hear me, Jamie. What your son wants to do is going to do more than help people. It's going to heal people. And I know music can do that as well, but there are a lot of people that may be visually impaired that are waiting for something like this, like your son, to come and bring a product that will help them to be able to take social media by storm also. It is great. I mean, somebody created the hearing aid for those that couldn't hear, and that was a blessing. And other people created other things for people who have these, impairments. But listen, your son, I'm praying and I'm hoping will be a great success and helping people who are visually impaired to have some sense of normalcy when it comes to the social media world as well. So I'm loving, loving, loving his goal and his dreams that he had. All right. So for those of you who have not watched Love and Marriage Huntsville, you want to get out there, turn on your TVs. It's on OWN. It has just done the reunion. So you want to go on out there, check it out. It had two episodes for the reunion. The episodes were all great as well. But check out these power couples and what they're doing and follow these ladies. Women, we need to start supporting one another and not mess, but messages. All right. Let's go ahead and follow these women as well because they are great, great, great people to follow. Let's get some of these business minded out here. Should not be all about the gossip and all of that other stuff. Let's try and get some business minded businesses out here. And if you want to share some gossip, how about sharing some business tips for gossip? Okay, let's do some of that. All right. So if you haven't already checked out Love and Marriage Huntsville, Love and Marriage DC, I keep saying Love and Marriage Huntsville. We're gonna do something on that too. If you haven't checked out Love and Marriage DC, you want to do that. Check that out. It's on OWN network, and I think it is great. So that's my commentary on Love and Marriage DC. I love it. Y'all need to check it out. And we're going to be back with more information on the shows that I like. Because here at the Juice Radio and Talk Show, it's not about the mess. It's about the message. The messages that are going to help you. All right. Thank y'all for tuning in. We're going to be out, but we're going to be back. So if you haven't already done so, click that subscribe button on our YouTube page. YouTube, look for our logo, the Juice Radio and Talk Show. When you see the red cup, you know you have it. Look for that red cup, type in the whole thing, the Juice Radio and Talk Show, because we're not just a radio channel, we're a talk show too. So it's the Juice Radio and Talk Show. And when you find it, make sure you hit that subscribe button and hit the notification button so that you'll be reminded when we go live. Listen, we're trying to grow this channel and we need your help to do that. If you have not subscribed to the channel already, please subscribe to the channel. If you have not shared the channel, please share the channel. Help us to grow something that is positive and influential in a good way. Okay. Thank y'all again for joining us today. It's been a pleasure. I'll be back with some more commentary, but you won't know that I'm back on unless you click that notification button. And you want to do that now. All right. Thank y'all for tuning in. We're going to say bye for now. Bye.